simply fully commit. Did you have another major power spike? Is up for Zephyr. Fights. There is a smoke here from VG though.
There is straight in onto the Disruptor. They'll avoid White One for now instead. Still behind Poyo.
Radiant's top tower is under.
He's there. He can really still start behind Poyo. Team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under.
Yeah.
If he hasn't already been.
Radiant's top
He's there.
He
He can really still behind Poyo. Team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under.
If he hasn't already been.
Radiant's top
He's there. He can really still behind Poyo. Team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under.
If he hasn't already been.
Radiant's top
He's there. He can really still behind Poyo. Team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under.
If he hasn't already been.
Radiant's top
He's there. He can really still behind Poyo. Team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under.
If he hasn't already been. He's there. He can really still behind Poyo. Team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under.
If he hasn't already been. He's there. He can really still behind Poyo. Team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under.
If he hasn't already been. He's there. He can really still behind Poyo. Team fight.
Radiant's top tower is under.
If he hasn't already been. He's there. I feel like as long as you have the space to farm, you may as well take it right now for Team 1. Like, you're so close to having the Radiance up on Savage that there's no need to really try and force anything without it. Just less than 1k gold away from having that Radiance up and online. VG Gaming also just currently avoiding T1. Both teams very comfortable to just farm for now. Who does the farm game favor though?
I would say VG. I think the troll bigger threat with the BKB up now kind of mitigates whatever you might want to do with the burn damage on the Radiance here. And you've got a lot of angles to just jump in, not care about the DP, not care about the Pango, not care about anything. And especially once that BKB lines up with 11 BKB as well, you've got 2 cores that can just easily run in, no worries about their commitment, just absolutely run down these team fights and just hit some major power spikes once those items are up. So I think that's a bit better for VG, and they find a freebie.
Yeah, Whitemon, he's not a freebie yet. He is not going to make it out though. Nice attempt. Now Carl moved in, however. Eclipse going to be committed by DY. Not going to be enough to lock Carl down. Just fine. Our bot lane, PYW, he's trying to have a gander to see where Zephyr is. Lane, I himself, battle transport with the BKB, he has Forev, and he gets the kill onto Savage now. He's 1v4ing them at the moment. They'll come in, the rest of the team, VG Gaming, jump onto Carl immediately and get the DP kill. Now Ori wants another, straight onto 23 Savage. He hasn't got that reincarnation any longer, and Poyo's coming in. He really wants to pause 1 kill and he'll get it. Ori takes in the Void Spirit. And that'll be a tier 2 mid tower going down. VG Gaming timing this so well to have the siege creep around to make sure they get an objective.
Yeah, it's the item timings that line up. So Poyo has the 10-second BKB, well, 9 seconds now. All 11 has his BKB up now as well. So they can really just run up, not care about the control, not care about that damage, and just clear up these team fights. You can see the confidence in Poyo as well in the middle of that. They go into the Roche pit now as well. Knowing that Exorcism down for a bit more, knowing that there's no reincarnation for Savage to throw out here, should be a very easy rush to take, and T1 are just bleeding objectives all across the map. They still haven't found a mid-tier one. They haven't taken control back, and the lead is now clearly in VG's favor here.
He just going the way of Ori. K net worth lead VG Gaming. Very, very confident. A lot of catching up to do here for Savage now on this Wraith King, and a roll in Zephyr. They have found the Void Spirit, but they have no way to lock him down indefinitely. I say that, he's locked himself down on the cliff, but seems that they believe he's already TP'd away. Just assimilate back down and get a TD room. Fair enough.
Yeah, gonna be a major spike for VG to play with. Gonna be eyeing that top tier 2 next. And T1, they could maybe defend Exorcism himself in half a minute, but it doesn't feel like that's quick enough, as there's just a lot of damage coming through now from VG when they throw the bodies out. They're coming in for the defense bot though.
In onto Forever, they want the DK dead. Vessel out from DY. They're actually not going to chase him down yet, but here comes Old 11 from the outpost, right back into the DK. That'll be Forever gone. That Storm was committed to try and save the rest. It may just have. You still have them before to cut you off. No, everyone else is out. In fact, Carl now is going to try and chase down Poyo. He'll get the Yules off, but he's not willing to try and go after the troll. Not with a BKB battle trance available. Just way too risky.
It's not the target to go for. If T1 want to jump, they might just have to commit themselves to the support. Even the Bloodseeker is easier, even the even Ori's a bit easier, even with the Aegis. So some better targets on hand, but Ori's now a bit harder. He's got his Ags up, the Silence with a Resonant Pulse is going to be big for control. You don't have early BKBs on the side of T1. You do have at least the Yules up on the DP. So Carl can purge off the Silence, but that is it. Could leave him as a sitting duck if he does get caught by the Remnant instead on his drops. So you have to be cautious going into these item spikes. And VG for their part, just constantly clearing the map. They're looking at bot, they're shoving in the wave, they're going to look for that push next. Poyoyo is working his way down there. That's the last outer tower for T1.
Radiant are scanning.
Is. Move in with the smoke. They're going to try and defend this tier 2 tower. Dragon Tail is out onto the Luna. Still alive though. DY going to try and back up, but Static Storm is going to be dropped. Still Poyo. Moves in and gets one. Forev's gone. Onto Carl. They'd love a DP.
Oh, no.
That's a great soft bind to lock them down, but they've run out of the BKB down the troll. So T1, they can turn back around and try to engage themselves. Back onto Old 11. They'll get the Bloodseeker. Look at Poyo. He's waiting on the sideline to go after 23 Savage. That's the one they want. He has Reincarnation, but he's going to lose the first line. He needs some help. Savage will throw out the stun, and that'll be enough. Meanwhile, Carl has been cleaning up the back lines. Poyo going to go after him. Meanwhile, Ori fighting the beast himself. Is it going to be enough? Without Poyo, who's currently occupied with Carl, Ori is still fighting back. He's almost dead, and he still has the Aegis, but he's actually putting up a pretty big fight. And now Savage, how do you get out of this one? Forev, they got the Aegis on Ori at least, and Poyo now doesn't have a secondary life, so he's gonna die. They've got the Pango, Zephyr, looking to go back in on the Void Spirit, but I believe that might be enough. Forev, another stun out, has caught the Luna. DY, Ori right back in, not willing to let his support die. Does take down I1 now. The Eclipse is out. They want to try and turn. Savage has lost his life, and Forev, he's going to die to burn. It looked great for a second there for T1, but in the end, I believe VG Gaming still got the favorable trade.
Oh yeah, definitely coming through much better for VG. They make quick use of that Aegis on Ori. They stall out long enough to turn that fight topsy-turvy. The split up was really costly for T1 and Carl.
Be alright.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, but yeah, the back and forth is just kind of wild. Like, you saw how Carl was forced to chase down PYW instead down bot, so he was split up from his team for a long time, which meant they didn't have enough damage to burst down Ori straight up, and that just provided the openings there for Poyoyo to come back in and punish. T1 have to be cautious about splitting up like that. Have to hammer in the comms, focus on the same target, be on the same page. VG, that kind of offset them from taking that tier 2 bot, but now they've got a Basher up on their Troll. There is a disarm up in Savage though. He's got the Heaven's Halberd. He could stop the Troll from getting hits off if Poyoyo is not fast enough with BKB. With constant issues in these prolonged fights, at the same time, it does mean that Savage is lacking a bit of damage here. So if he doesn't manage to find some sources of damage down the line, it could be hard to handle the Troll anyway, regardless of the disarm.
Down south, 11, targeted. He's gonna back out.
Come back to me, come back to me.
A gift from the tempest of battle.
With the voice lines, old 11 surrounded. He's gonna get jumped on from it with the stun out and the static storm to burn. Old 11, he popped BKB and Rupture. Can he really do this by himself? No, definitely not. He tried though.
Yeah, and that's a lot of space he bought out for his team. They just take complete control of the top jungle, trying to build some farm up once more. Poyoyo is just saving up for a Satanic next, and at that point, it's going to be really hard to stop the Troll from just taking control. You are hitting some pretty good item spikes for VG to match up. And the Kaya being up on Ori just gives him more damage once he has the Sange. It's going to be a bit more slippery in these fights as well. You will have to watch the farm that you're allowing VG to find. A lot more even in distribution here for VG. T1 are not too far behind, but they have sacked 4 of them. They did get the TP down bot.
Oh, they've got Savage. Nice glimpse back though, Whitemon. Making sure Ori at least got sent back.
Dire's top tower is under
Now,
attack.
a bit of a group up. GT, thinking about it.
Connection to the void.
T1 be the ones to get out. Still plenty of room to grow on your Wraith King. I get Scepter up on PYW.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah, that's going to be
The
big.
Ink Portrait, I
Dark
believe it
Portrait?
is.
Yep. Just going to have a enemy DK turn into you, especially in Dragon form, that's big. Getting the Wraith King's always nice as well. A lot of damage that can come true, and have to be cautious about that one as you go into those fights. Remember, you can Soul Bind and get 2 Dark Portraits as well. There's a lot that can come true now early on here.
Oh, good. And that Dark Portrait, it really hurts a lot. DK, Wraith King, either one. Why not both even?
Look at this.
There it is. There's your Dark Portrait. It's killing 23 Savage just on its own, and it does. The Dark Portrait getting the kill, and they go in again. 23 Savage. He can't survive the damage. PYW gets credit for the kill now for Rev. Is also going to go down. The Dark Portrait, pretty darn good, apparently. Especially up against Wraith King.
Oh yeah, very busted. And you have the perfect neutral item here for PYW as well. Aether Lens and a Psychic Headband. You can reach from a mile away.
They've got Zephyr. Zephyr just blown up immediately. Vici giving no questions asked. Go right into that mid-racks, understanding how much of a lead they have now.
Dire's middle barracks.
Why not just go for a second?
Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
Yeah, there's nothing T1 can do. Like, even if they bought back, their 3 heroes can't really do too much in these fights. They need Savage up, they need the Dragon form and 4F. And just like that, 2 racks down, 14k up for VG, half an R in. There is still 1 outer tower for T1, so they're not going to be able to mega creeps yet. But they've got a massive 15k lead. And PYW, man, you can see why he wanted to play the Grimstroke. This is just way too much to deal with at this point in the game coming out from him. And he's saving up for a Hex as well.
I mean, why not? You've already got the axe up. Apparently you can kill position 1s on your own now as a pause for Grimstroke, so why not? Hex sounds good to me, John.
Are scanning.
Yeah, it's just so much more control, so much value with the Soulbind, and you know we're not seeing DY manage to save up for the Ags on the Luna, but he's still getting build up. Solar Crest almost up on the Luna, so you can buff up your Troll. make those tanky targets up front from T1 a lot softer. And they're just waiting for the next rush. It is about a minute away. That is enough time for T1 to get some key items. BKB up now on 4-Rev. They are smoked up here in T1. They want to force something outside.
Can make it happen. Ori would be a nice target. VG Gaming, they seem to know what's going on. Savage. Smoke broken. He's just going to run in.
Where next to sink
Rev?
my blade?
Actually get the courier of DY. He missed uphill. If I saw that correctly.
Yeah, it's yep, it happens.
Nothing's going to come out of this so far. The smoke's just... They're trying to find each
Dire's
other. VG, though, they've got the high ground now. So they're in a really nice position. Ori, he's going to bait for his team. He's jumping right in after Pharem, forcing the BKB usage. Now back onto Carl. Carl has got the silence out. Better Upshot is there on the DP. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Old 11 is still going with the Spellbind down from PYW. They get 23 Savage once. Now the Static Storm dropped on the Grimstroke with the Lunar Eclipse coming out. 23 just melts. He just melts.
Jeez.
There goes Pharem on the DK. A triple kill out for Old 11. The Dark Portrait, it's still haunting them. It's still trying to chase them down. Carl's been left behind, of course. Ori's been fighting with him this whole time. He'll try. With the Spirit Siphons and the BKB, he'll try to fight back. But I think his only opportunity here is to just run. But there's another Dark Portrait with being swung out onto Carl. And PYW, he'll take the kill.
Oh man, it's too much now for T1. They're trying to hold out.